Welcome back, nail queens. In today's video, I'm going to be trying out these NailBoo press-on nails. These are the JungleBoo style in coffin shape. They basically kind of look like camouflage nails to me, so I was like, let me try these out for Veterans Day and whatnot and see how I like these press-on nails from NailBoo. NailBoo also has dip powder and nail polish products, and they've also announced that they're coming out with gel products soon. So I'm interested to try out their gel products when those release. So these have the little tips on the top, and then on the left you have all these other products like the nail alcohol prep pad, the glue, the wooden cuticle pusher, a file, and more extra tips if you need them. So I'm going to take the alcohol prep pad and I'm going to clean all of my nails off with this and get started with everything else. Usually when I'm doing press-on nails, I do take some kind of cuticle pusher and I push back my skin, my proximal nail fold, so that I can get as much of the product on my nail plate and not on my skin as possible. So I like to do this as a prep to all of my press-ons, and honestly, when I do dip powder, gel, builder gel, all the things, this is a good habit to get into. The nail glue provided comes in this little vial, and you do have to cut the top tip of it off in order for the glue to start flowing and coming out. This is pretty standard for these little nail glue vials from every company that I've ever tried. Now getting into the press-on nails, it comes off like this. I'm going to show you, you have to pull this part off the top in order to expose the press-ons that are here in this little caddy tray, whatever you want to call it. These must be the most common sizes that they have to have them on the top. So the largest size fits my middle finger. It's too small for my thumbnail, so I'm gonna have to dig in the other bag of bunches to see and find something that fits my thumbnail. But it basically fits perfectly sidewall to sidewall, and I'm very impressed with the fit of this one nail so far. So I'm opening the bag with the extra tips and I'm just dumping them into the inside of this little plastic container where all the tips were hanging out at. And I'm going to find something that fits my thumb the best and my other fingers as well. So the one thing I look for is to make sure the tips fit sidewall to sidewall. I've mentioned that before, with no overlap on my skin or so that no nail is peeking through. So this one, I'm testing it out on my ring finger. I don't like how light that nail is, so I'm looking for a different darker tip that might still be in the same size. Hopefully this pattern comes in the same size but different patterns, so like darker and lighter. I can see a lot of the lighter pattern in a lot of these tips, and I like the darker pattern a little bit more for my personal preference. So that's why I'm digging around for a different tip to go on my ring finger. And I think this one works perfectly. There's more camouflage on there than the other one. And then I'm going to fit the rest of my nails and I'll be back for the gluing. So now I'm getting ready to use the glue. I put a little bit here on the underside of the tip, and then I like to put a little bit on my fingernail as well. It's just a good habit in my opinion. And then I take the tip, flip it over, and I put it on my nail at the cuticle and then press it down towards the free edge. This glue is a little weird to me. It's very runny and the tips are very sculpted. I just noticed that. I can't believe I didn't notice that before. So I have to put some glue under there so that like my free edge is glued down too. And I'm going to repeat it for my thumb, but I will say so far that this glue is very runny based on first impressions. I've never dealt with a glue that is this runny. And you will see in just a second, because when I flip the tip over, it's going to get see how watery it is? It actually ended up getting all over my finger on my right hand. So I have to get some acetone and paper towels and clean this up. It got pretty messy. I don't know if you've ever gotten super glue on your fingers before, but it's not fun to clean up and it dries out your skin. It's just a pain in the butt to try to clean up the mess that it leaves. So I'm going to try again with that same tip and see if it'll work okay. Now I'm not adding more glue to it. It has dried a little, so hopefully it will still glue down. I will say something strange about this glue, other than its runniness, is how fast it dries when it comes in contact with the tip and your nail. I've never had a glue dry this fast ever. So while it is very runny, it also dries really fast. So that's the pro to the glue. The con is how runny it is. So what I'm going to try on the other nails is see if I leave the glue sitting on the tip and on my nail for like 10-15 seconds, if it'll start to set and not be so runny. Maybe that will help when I go to apply this to the nail, because this is basically like water. The viscosity is so thin and runny. So I'm trying to let it sit for a little bit before I flip it over, because I do not want this getting all over my skin again. And then I'm going to try and put it on my middle finger. So I'm going to try the same technique again, but wait even longer before I put the glued on tip on my nail. So I want the glue to set even longer because I noticed my middle finger was still kind of runny. And you will see how fast it truly dries when I show you my nails in just a second. So if you look at my index finger here, the glue has basically already dried on my nail. That's crazy. And so I have the tip over here with the glue that's been sitting. And this time it did not spill everywhere, and it's not seeping into my cuticle lines like the first few times did. So, but it didn't glue that well. So let me put a little bit of glue right here. I don't know. Not my favorite glue on the market for press-on tips. I do like how fast it dries. I don't like all the work that I have to go through to apply them. So that's the downside to the glue. Of course, there's other people who might love this glue, or I might be doing something wrong, or it could possibly be the temperature in my room. It's too warm, it's too cold, I don't know. It's just this glue is definitely not my favorite. Like, I know that McCart sells glue on Amazon that I use to put in my press-on kits, and I think that one is the perfect viscosity. I also like the Painted Desert glue, if you guys are looking for recommendations on better glues. And I've heard great things about the Dashing Diva one. Once I find my tube of that, I am going to do a video review. So I have all the tips applied. It's all right. I don't like how sculpted the tips are, but that's on me, and the glue is nothing to write home about, in my personal opinion. So I hope this video helped you. If you were planning on buying the NailBoo press-ons, they're not acetone resistant. I got a little bit of acetone here when trying to clean up my skin from all the glue that it was on it. So that's just something to keep in mind, is they can easily smudge if you get acetone on them. So I hope this helped you guys. If it did, please give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.